Hi there, this is question 6 from a test that my Year 11s had a go at, and this question is all about operations with fractions, including some mixed numbers as well. So the first one is adding together some mixed numbers. Whenever you've got mixed numbers involved in a fractions calculation, whatever the fraction calculation is, you need to convert them into top-heavy fractions or improper fractions. The way to do that, we're looking at thirds here, so there's 2 and 2/3. Well, 2 is made up of 6/3 altogether, plus the extra 2. Will give us 8/3. Another way of looking at that is you can do 3 times 2 plus the extra 2 in the numerator, and you get your 8/3. If we apply that kind of quick way, we've got 3 wholes times the denominator, so 3 times 2 is 6, plus the extra 1 on the numerator gives us 7/2. What we're going to need to do now is find a common denominator, because you cannot add fractions unless you've got a common denominator, similar with subtraction as well. In order to do that, I'm going to need to get a common denominator of 6, because both 3 and 2 go into 6. To do that to the left hand fraction, I'm going to have to multiply top and bottom by 2. And to turn the right hand fraction into something over 6, I have to multiply top and bottom by 3. I multiply top and bottom because you don't want to change the fraction, so you've got to do the same to the top and the bottom. This gives us 16/6 plus 21/6, and that gives us a grand total of 37/6 altogether. That can be turned back into a mixed number by finding out how many 6's go into 37. It goes in 6 times, and then there'll be 1/6 left over, and that's that one done. If we go on to part B, where we're subtracting, same process again. The first thing we need to do is convert a mixed number into a top-heavy fraction. So 3 times 3 will be 9, plus the extra 1 in the numerator gives us 10/3, and then we're taking away 5/6. To get a common denominator, you'll notice that 6 seems a likely one. We can leave the 5/6 as it is, and then we just have to double the top and the bottom of 10/3. And without much bother, we can now do 26, take away 5/6, which leaves us with 15/6. Same process again, 6 will go into 15 twice, and you'll be left with 3/6. Now we can just simplify that to 2.5. Adding and subtracting is more challenging than multiplying and dividing. Multiplying is quite straightforward because you just take the 2 numerators and multiply them together. You take the 2 denominators and multiply them together. We can then simplify 28/60. Nice easy way to start is 2 is a factor of both of them, so we could halve both the numerator and the denominator. You'll notice that 2 is still a factor of both those 2 numbers, so we can halve them again. And we're now left with 7 and 15, which don't have any common factors apart from 1. You start dividing both by 1, you don't really change anything. With dividing, rather than divide, I'm going to change it into a multiplication, which is nice and easy, as you've seen above. To do that, you need to find the reciprocal of the second fraction. That basically means flip it or turn it upside down, and that turns the calculation from a divide into a times. And then we can just do the top 2 numerators multiplied together and then denominators multiplied together, and with it, after a bit of simplifying, we get our answer of 14/15. Quite a lot to take in there, so take your time, go back through it if you need to. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comment box. Best of luck.